Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Gavigan from Mindful Matters. And today, my guest is a friend and a fellow coach and meditator, Barb Klein, who I invited to come and join me for a quick meditation, a little bit of an interview. She's going to tell us about the work that she does and also a retreat that's coming up in just a few weeks, really, in September. So, hi, Barb. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it so much. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, Laura. It's good to be with you. Um, so I've been a life coach since 2013. Um, kind of always liked that part of my work and being with other people that helped invite them out of their comfort zone a little bit and into more of what lights them up. So my coaching I actually call coming home to yourself coaching, because that's what I've found is it really is this process of reconnecting with the truth of who we are and what we're here to do
Mhm,
and what lights us up. What do we like? What works for us? What doesn't work for us?
mhm.
That's the core of all of my work, and it is grounded in self-care, self-compassion, mindfulness. Um, because I feel like no matter what people come to me for, those foundational pieces need to be there to support you, whether it's a career change or you're struggling with a family member or something.
Mhm.
Um, so another part of my work and my passion is supporting family members who have loved ones with substance use disorder or other problematic behaviors. I would say like eating disorders or things like that
Mhm.
we don't always know how to interact. I've done a lot of training over the last couple of years. I've become a certified recovery coach myself. Um, just to get a different understanding of these things that carry such stigma and shame for both the individuals who struggle and the families often.
Right.
So helping people just find a way to be with their loved ones with compassion, to be with themselves with compassion, to be with the journey with compassion.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of that out there. And
No, there's
so
not. There's not. Yeah, 100%.
I love the invitation to change is the most recent training that I've taken and become a certified facilitator in that work. Just started a group a few weeks ago. Um, it's revolutionary. I mean,
Mhm.
it's been around for a couple of decades, but nobody really knows about these things yet. So our hope is to get it out to more and more families so that they have alternatives. Because one of the principles of the invitation to change is one size does not fit all. So
Mhm.
rather than everyone being told this is the way to recovery, this is the path, this is what you have to do,
Mhm.
getting more in touch with but what works for you and who you are and who
Right.
are your, you know,
Right.
who are you as a family. So
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
exciting.
we've talked about this separately before, to some extent, just how things in our society and the world treats people who have struggle with addiction in such a punitive and shameful and way of disregarding them as human beings
Right.
who undoubtedly came to whatever it is, the addiction to, food or sex or drugs or shopping, that there's, a piece of them that um, they're hurting, they're in pain, and
Mhm.
trying to find a way to fill that and feel better. And so understanding that and also knowing, well, yeah, just like me, they feel empty sometimes, and it's on varying degrees or spectrums, but just coming back to that, well, just like me, they're a human being and want all of these things. And it's not too late. We can get them there. Yeah. And
Right.
get ourselves there too,
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Yes, and learning how to be an effective support person
Exactly.
and taking away those stigmatizing labels that
Mm.
family members often take on. You
Right.
know,
I heard
we don't
myself say them, and I'm like, no, no, all of us are a part of this.
people, right. The more we can get away from labels, I think, the
Mhm,
better off we're all going to be instead of trying to stick people in categories and understand them through that lens,
mhm. Right.
broadening the lens of, who is this often sensitive, creative soul in front of us who the world is a little harsh for,
Mm-hmm.
and how can we meet them where they are, where
Mm-hmm.
we are, and walk alongside
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
into recovery. And I guess that's, you're a coach as well. That's how I look at coaching, is walking alongside people toward whatever it is that they're wanting
Right.
to achieve.
Right.
Often people come feeling stuck and not sure where to go or what brings them joy. What do they even like?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
really
giving,
love the name of your business too. Can you say it again? Coming back to yourself. Did I get that
well,
right?
my business is Inspired Possibility,
Okay.
at, but the coaching program I call Coming Home to Yourself.
Yeah. And I think for many people, and I think myself for a while in my life, I wasn't even sure what that was, to have some help like exploring what's there, what are the possibilities. So
Sure.
yeah. Barb,
So we
tell
do,
us. Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I
We
was
love
just
to
going to say,
talk.
we lose ourselves to roles. And so many people that I work with are like, I don't even know who I am beyond mother of so and so or this job role. So it's coming back to who am I as a person underneath all of that.
Right, right. So can you tell us more about this upcoming retreat
Sure.
and then also the best way to get in touch with you? And yeah.
Yeah. So the retreat is at Light on the Hill, which is down near Ithaca in the beautiful Finger Lakes of Western New York for people who maybe aren't from the area. Um, this is my 6th year doing Let Your Light Shine, and it has grown. The last year I did it with Sandy Sabine, and this will be our 2nd year together. So we've added in just a lot of opportunities for people to come home to themselves,
Mhm.
and it really, everything is an invitation. So yes, we have things that we're offering as a group. And if someone wants to skip a session or wants to go for a nature walk, to take care of themselves, that's again, the foundation is self-care, self-compassion, mindfulness. What do
Mhm.
you need moment by moment? And
Right.
just slowing down enough to even know. So it's 5 days, September 23rd to the 27th, which we found is really nice. Yet last year was the first day of doing that, first time doing that. It's like, how did we ever do it with just 3 days before? Because the opportunity to have that expansive time to really let down
Mhm.
and just separate from the daily grind and the stressors and noise of the outside world, I feel like is more and more important these days. Um,
Mhm.
Stepping out of isolation and coming into community
Mhm.
with a relatively small circle. That's one of the things I love, is that the maximum is 22 women. So it's not like a huge group coming together. They cook magnificent vegetarian meals.
They
Right?
do.
You've been there,
They do. So everyone, yeah, I've been there, and a friend invited me to go to Barb's retreat last year, and it was at a point in time where I couldn't put aside 5 days, or I didn't have a little extra savings to come to it. I went to a different one at Light on the Hill and fell in love with this place. I'm telling you, the setting is beautiful, the lodging, the space, the vibrations. It's really a special place. And when I read they would serve gourmet vegetarian, honestly, I thought to myself, like, okay, like stir fry, right? Life changing. Life change. Well, okay, I don't want to oversell it, but really, really good, nourishing, you know, food cooked right there. You're smelling it all day, and the people there are just absolutely lovely. So, Barb, I'm really looking forward to it. And can you say more? I think I have this right, that you have extended the early bird pricing on that
For
until,
July 30th.
okay, July 30th. So it's coming up. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And so there's opportunities for journaling and meditation and yoga and dance and drumming and sound journey and meditative art. So a little bit of something for everybody, and some things that stretch people a little bit beyond maybe what's most comfortable.
mhm.
Um, and in some ways, those are the areas that I think open us up to a part of ourselves that's maybe been asleep for a while or suppressed.
Mhm.
Um, like I lead morning dance every day, and had you told me 5 years ago that I would be getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning to dance and to dance in front of other people and to say, come join me. No,
Mm-hmm.
that was a part that was not prevalent,
Mm-hmm.
but I love it. And it's
Oh,
such a
I love
beautiful way
that.
to start the day, and campfires and,
Mm-hmm.
spontaneity. We see where the group goes. It's always a co-creation with whoever shows up. And that's part of what I love is there's space for that too,
Yeah,
to be with what the group needs,
right.
and where they take us. Like, we're not a hard and fast curriculum of this is the way it's going to be, but
Mm. Yeah. And as you ran down those different things, I will tell you that my stomach clenched with the dancing part because it's not
mm,
comfortable for me. But I
mm,
have learned in the last few years that when I try and stretch that band of discomfort, as they say, that it's a good thing for me. So if any of that, as you're listening to this, made you feel uncomfortable, pay attention to that. And maybe it's something your body and mind are telling you that, maybe you need it. Or maybe you give it a try. Take it or
right,
leave it. I
right.
always say, as my grandfather would say, try it, you'll like it.
And if you don't try it again. But
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, so two things I would say about that. One is I always invite people to close their eyes if they want while they're dancing, because then nobody can see you. So it's all perfect. And two, I find within myself, at least when I feel there's a certain discomfort I feel that tells me there's something there for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's some things that are just hardcore no. And then there's other things you're like, yeah, part of me really wants to see what that would be like.
Right.
And
And
that's what the dance was like for me. And I experienced at a writing retreat I was at. And she had advertised that, we dance before breakfast. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to do that.
see
And
you at
then the
breakfast.
first day I thought, well, let me try it
Hmm.
once.
Hmm.
Right. But then I found how it helps you to embody, it helps you embody what we're learning. It also helps things move through.
Hmm.
So if emotions get stirred up or thoughts or whatever, it's a great way to kind of move and release.
Hmm. Yeah. I shall dance, Barb, I promise.
I'm always kind of a hard sell on the dance, but some people take me up on it, some people don't. It's all good.
I'm in. Okay, everyone. Barb, the best way to reach you is
Oh, through my website, which is inspiredpossibility singular.com.
okay. And I will put that in whatever chat we have or whatever goes out there. So everyone, Barb's going to lead us on about a 10-minute guided meditation. So I'm going to put the highlight on her and I'm going to be enjoying this as well, but I will be in the room. And if you have any questions or anything at all, feel free to get in touch with either one of us at any time. And we hope to hear from you.
Good.
Okay,
Thank you,
Barb,
Laura.
take it away.
Okay. So thank you all for being here. And before we get started, I'm going to share a reading from my book, 111 Invitations. And this one is called Center. How to find the ease within a deeply challenging place through breath, presence, release, surrender, acceptance. Allow grace to enter in where effort used to be. Find flow, balance, and ground. Be real with what is. Allow the experience. Allow the emotions. Then find your center and carry on. And so to me, that's what this practice is all about, is being awake in our lives, being present for what's here, meeting ourselves exactly where we are with compassion, gentleness, and kindness, with no need to push away any bit of it, any bit of our experience or any bit of our life. So it's a very simple practice. It's a foundational breath practice. And what I've found is, yes, the technique is simple, but the effects are profound. And, each person will find out for themselves whether that's true for them or not. For me, that's been my experience. This has really opened my heart in a new way. So I'm just going to guide you through the pieces of it. And we begin with mindfulness of body. This really is a practice for your body. So I'm going to turn away from the camera just a little bit because this is an open-eyed practice, although Laura, feel free to keep your eyes closed for now, and anyone else who likes to start out that way. I often start my meditations with my eyes closed until I get to that instruction. That's because that's a nice way too to close out the outside visual world and the noises, but we'll get there. So if you too are looking at the camera and you'd like to turn away a little bit, please feel free to do that so that you're not staring into the screen. But go ahead and find your feet on the floor and make any adjustments that you need to your body. You don't have to land here perfectly. You know, part of meditation is getting situated. And feeling the feet on the ground, feeling the earth beneath you, holding you, knowing that you can tap into that earth energy at any time, that you feel a little ungrounded. Just breathe in the earth. Bring yourself back to this moment. Before we get started, even just letting go of the day that you've had so far, letting go of anything that's coming later so that you can really be present for yourself right here for this time. You've chosen to come to meditate. So take your seat with intention. Let yourself be heavy on the surface beneath you, whether you're sitting on a chair, sitting on the floor, or if you need to lie down to be more comfortable, please do that. This is your practice. Take care of you. So from the waist down, have a sense of rootedness, heaviness. And then from the waist up, feel yourself rising with this seat of dignity. The back body's tall, straight, strong, but it's also supple. It moves with your breath. This isn't about locking yourself in good posture. Letting yourself be in your body. Your hands rest on your lap, palms down. We're in a position where the shoulders can be comfortable. And again, you'll see me wiggling around a little bit, maybe just finding that spot. So feel free to give yourself permission to do that as well. Crown rises up. Your chin is slightly tucked so that the neck is at a comfortable angle. The strength of your back body holds you while you also find the softness of your front body. With every breath, you can invite the belly to soften a little bit. No force, just allowing. And if you were to try to find the spot where the strength and the softness meet in the middle, you couldn't find it. They merge together, coexist, as do so many things in our life. Inviting some softening around your heart, as much as feels comfortable for you in this moment. Softening the muscles of the throat and around the jaw, around your mouth, all those muscles of speech, because you don't need to talk right now. And as I mentioned, in this practice, your eyes are open. So if that's comfortable for you to try, even if it's unfamiliar, I invite you to give it a try. Eyes open with the gaze cast down to a spot in front of you, maybe 2 to 6 feet. Find the place where your eyes can rest comfortably, softly. You're not staring at anything. Just allowing whatever's in your visual field to be there. And your ears are going to hear sound, and that's okay. It's all part of this practice. So all of that is mindfulness of body. And then next we move to mindfulness of breath. You were already breathing. That's the good news. There's nothing you need to do differently. Just a natural breath in through the nose and out through the nose if that's comfortable for you. If you're congested or you need to adjust that for any reason, please do. But feel the breath moving in and out of your body. Notice the quality of your breath in this moment, and it might change during the practice, but there's nothing you need to do to change it. Oftentimes, simply by bringing our awareness and resting our awareness on the breath, you might find that it slows down a bit or it sinks a little deeper. Let it be what it is for you right now. And the third piece is mindfulness of mind. And so, for anyone who worries that they aren't a good meditator or they didn't have a good practice because their mind was very busy, I want to reassure you that this isn't about stopping the thoughts. Your mind will make thoughts, it's what it's supposed to do. That's a good thing. And most of those thoughts are going to come and go on their own, like clouds floating by in the sky. You don't need to do anything about them at all. You just let them drift on through. But if you notice that there's a particular thought or a line of thought that comes along and grabs hold of you and wants to pull you on the train with it, great. Notice that too. That right there is a moment of awakening. And you can just say to yourself, thinking, oh, I was thinking. And in this practice, anything that isn't breath is thinking. So it could be a sound that takes you away, it could be a thought that takes you away. Thinking, notice it, label it, return to the breath, that feeling of the breath again, and begin again. And the number of times that you can begin again in this or any practice is infinite. Every moment you notice, you return, you begin again. And this is how this practice can apply in life. When we get carried away from that center, notice it, we come back, and we start again. Every moment offers us the opportunity to begin again. So let's sit together for a few moments in silence. Simply returning to the breath whenever you get taken away. As we bring this practice to a close, you can simply let go of the technique. I'm going to offer a closing reading. This feels like a time when the world could use a little more compassion and a little more love, and these practices help us to access that within ourselves so that we can bring that out to the world. So this reading is called Be the One. Be the one who looks through the eyes of love, beholding all you see in reverence of their divinity, seeking the beauty within, looking below the surface, connecting to the true self buried deep within. Follow the eyes deep to the heart of the soul. Find what is pure and good and blessed in the people you meet. See their humanity and find your connection. What bonds you together, not what tears you apart. We are one energy, interconnected in all ways. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for sharing this time with me. May this practice be a benefit to all beings.
Thank you, Barb.